So Amazon's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power has been one of the biggest embarrassments of this reboot culture that we're in. Obviously, the Star Wars sequel trilogy got clowned on for a long time after The Force Awakens. A lot of people liked The Force Awakens, and then The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker just got absolutely obliterated when it comes to the fan perception. The new Matrix movie got pretty bad reviews. A lot of people liked it, a lot of people hated it. But this Lord of the Rings thing is very, very universally hated. Everyone in the comments, the like to dislike ratios are very reflective of every single person who was a Lord of the Rings fan previously, a fan of the original content, whether that's the books or the movies or whatever it is that you like about Lord of the Rings in the past. You're not liking what you're seeing coming from this new Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power show from Amazon. People are just simply rejecting it, and Amazon, honestly, they can't do anything but release the first season at this point, but I think they need to just cut their losses after the first season, because if this truly is going to be, if this Rings of Power show from Amazon is what we think it's going to be, then they need to just cut their losses, because people will tune in for the first couple of episodes. People who aren't involved in this space on YouTube, people who aren't red-pilled yet and can't see what's going on with this show, they'll probably tune in for the first episode, maybe the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then they're going to shut it off, because they're going to realize this isn't actually about continuing the story of Lord of the Rings. It isn't actually about carrying on the legacy of Tolkien. This is about making a new version of Lord of the Rings that's more focused on inclusion and more focused on diversity and injecting agendas into the IP than actually respecting what Tolkien has done, actually respecting the original Lord of the Rings content. That's what this is. And whenever you have videos like this on the YouTube channel for Amazon Prime UK, that's unlisted by the way, Lord of the Rings superfans review the Rings of Power official teaser trailer. I implore you to go watch this video. I'll link it in the description. I forgot to do it last time. I apologize. I'll link it in the description and maybe even in the pinned comment on this video, which, by the way, if you're enjoying this Lord of the Rings content, I'm really enjoying covering it. So if you do enjoy this type of content, then please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for a lot more videos just like this one. This is one of the biggest embarrassments. This is on a Galactic Star Cruiser level embarrassment for the Lord of the Rings, the Amazon Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power series, because they actually unlisted the video because they realized how bad it was. These people on this panel right here, they have never, I guarantee you, these super fans have never read any of the Lord of the Rings. They might not have even seen all of the movies, because they're not talking about anything from the actual lore of Lord of the Rings. They're not talking about anything from the content of the movies or the books or anything like that. They're simply talking about identity politics. That's all they're sitting there doing, is talking about, how it's so great that women in the show are going to be talking to each other. How it's so great that certain people in the show are certain colors of, certain skin colors. That's all they care about. And this is who Amazon is making this show for. This is their target audience, is people who do not care about Lord of the Rings. They don't care about it. They just care about all the older IPs who didn't have the diversity that they want, who didn't have the inclusion that they want. They just care about these IPs being rebooted, and they don't care about the story that's being told in the reboots. They care about what color people are. They care about what gender people are. That's it. That's all they want. That's all that you need to do to make a good show. The problem is, for Amazon, who is catering towards this group of people perfectly with this new Lord of the Rings show, the problem is these weirdos on this panel, these types of people, I mean, maybe they're not weirdos, okay? Let me not do that, because they might be paid actors. I don't know. But people who are like this are a very small minority of people. I refuse to believe that there's a majority of people, that there's a lot of people out there that are this mentally deranged, where they just totally disregard everything that Tolkien has done. They totally disregard the Lord of the Rings, the legacy IP of Lord of the Rings. They don't care about it. They just care about diversity and inclusion. That's it. And the agendas and the politics being injected into stuff. And this is truly, all the Tolkien quotes that's being spammed in the comments of all these videos. I truly think that this is Tolkien from the grave taking his revenge on Amazon. I really love how everyone's stepping up for Tolkien, because he's obviously not around to directly defend himself or his work, his masterpiece of a work. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan out there, but I can definitely recognize when something is objectively good. Lord of the Rings is objectively a very good IP that he put together. These people are out here defending Tolkien where he can't defend himself, and it's great to see. It truly is great to see in a world where everyone's always looking for the next big thing, regardless of if it respects what came before it and stuff like that. Everyone's always just looking forward to the next big thing. There's so many people out there that's defending, the legacy IP, the beloved IP of Lord of the Rings, and defending Tolkien with his own words. It's him taking his revenge on Amazon's Lord of the Rings from the grave. It's crazy to see, but it's also amazing to see. I did not expect this at all. This is them taking a stance in naming the video Superfans as if to mock the idea of a Tolkien reader. 100%. That is what they're trying to do. They're trying to tell you that if you don't like what they're doing with this new Lord of the Rings series, if you don't like that they're disregarding the lore and the canon to simply inject politics into the show, if you don't like that, then you're not a super fan. That's what they're trying to say. You're not a true fan of Lord of the Rings if you don't want diversity, inclusion, and politics injected into the show in bad faith. You know, it's not just that they're injecting the diversity and inclusion. Obviously, that's not inherently a bad thing. It's simply because they're doing it in bad faith, and also at the same time disregarding the lore and the canon in order to inject those politics, in order to inject those agendas that they're injecting into the show. We made a promise to this is a Peter Jackson quote, by the way. We made a promise to ourselves at the beginning of the process that we weren't going to put any of our own politics, our own message, or our own themes into these movies. What we were trying to do was to analyze what was important to Tolkien and try to honor that. In a way, we're trying to make these films for him, not for ourselves. That's a great mindset. That's how every single director, every single producer, everyone who's on a film set should feel about every single film that they're creating, about every single show that they're creating. That's a lost art nowadays. It's crazy that that's an art. That's a skill that Peter Jackson was talking about right there. That today, it's rare to have that. It's rare to have a production like that, because that's all people care about now. All people care about is those agendas, is the, you know, the personal politics and stuff like that being injected into these shows. I really hope the characters in the show talk exactly like these super fans that will complete the parody that is Rings of Power. Let's check in on some of the ratios that's going on. This one's from the Amazon Prime Video UK, 5 million views, 23,000 likes to 49,000 dislikes. Crazy ratio, and obviously the comments are all the Tolkien quote. Evil cannot create anything new, they can only corrupt. Once again, it's people defending Tolkien, and I love to see it. And it's also Tolkien taking his revenge on Amazon Lord of the Rings. I love it. You know, I love to see it. This one, 28 million views, 100,000 likes to 117,000 dislikes. Crazy. Same comments over here. Pretty much the same thing, you know, just spamming that Tolkien quote. This one I found was pretty funny, you know, because I'll show you the comments in 1 second. It's not really ratioed, but this is the Prime Video India, and it has 16 million views, 7.8k likes, and 5.6k dislikes. Look at this comment. Are you ready for September 2nd? And they just get destroyed in the replies. Ready to rewatch the original trilogy instead of this garbage? Yes. I'm ready to give 0 score on this, you know, I can't say the word, on every platform. You have no respect for Tolkien filming SJW movies. No, we ain't. I had a fun time reading this the first time I found this. I thought this was pretty funny. You know, it's pretty glorious to see, you know, people defending Tolkien, people defending, you know, the original Lord of the Rings movies. I love to see it. That's right. Worst opinion on each platform for this profanation. Cancel it. I will read the book and just read the lore of Second Age and then watch this. The original trilogy was the best interpretation of the books. War of the Ring will not be better than that, and probably the most disputed. Too many mistakes. You have to learn to respect cultures in the world. Don't violate people's values. Cancel the series. So all the people are just going after it, man. All the people are going hard on it. And this is the India version. This is people just in English going over to the India version just because they want to bash on Amazon Prime Video India for commenting on this. Are you ready for September 2nd? No one's ready. No one's ready. The only reason why I'm ready is because I can't wait to make fun of it, you know, make videos about it and cover it, because I truly am enjoying this. A lot of these, you know, drama situations that are going on with these IPs, they're more entertaining than the actual reboots and the remakes. Like He-Man, nobody cares about the He-Man remake, man. The only reason why we cared about it, I mean, some people out there who are huge He-Man fans, maybe they did actually look forward to having a good He-Man show. Personally, I didn't care about the He-Man show. I just care about those people out there who did care about a He-Man show and got the disaster that they got and got the politics injected to a show that could have been very cool for them to relive some of those moments that they had when they were a kid watching He-Man. So I feel like it's more important and more entertaining for me to make videos on this stuff and for me to follow the drama that goes on around these dumb reboots, these idiotic choices that they make with the reboots and the remakes, than to actually watch the show. It's way more entertaining. But let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. What do you think about Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power being ratioed, and people defending Tolkien and kind of Tolkien taking his revenge from the grave? Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to that will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.